Hey, welcome in. So today we are just doing a fun little build. I wanted to play around with terrain. I wanted it to be in Oasis Springs because it's been a long time since I've built here. And whenever I build in Oasis Springs, it's gotta be at Nookstone because dinosaur. Like that's all I have to say. Dinosaur. Right there, big in the background. I mean, it's iconic and it's one of my favorite lots. It's got great lighting. It's not too big. It's not too small. I'm Goldilocks and it's just right. What we are doing is playing around with terrain. If you look in the world, you see terrain that's built up a little bit. I mean, right next door, you can see that terrain manipulation. So why wouldn't this spot have some terrain manipulation? Why wouldn't it be up a little bit on this dirt mountain? Like I said, just wanted to play around, have fun with some terrain paint. It's not something that I do a whole lot. So it's always good to get in there and kind of like flex your fingers, if you will, and see what you can make happen when it's something that you're not accustomed to doing. I thought it'd be fun to kind of have the house built up on this platform and then dip off in the front where we'd have a little stairway leading up onto the deck to give your sim a little porch and just to add a little more interest to this build. Because I was in Oasis Springs, I thought it'd be great to do a base game build, and then remembering that base game is kind of lacking in some areas. I know that a lot of people just have base game, they don't add anything extra to their game, and that's perfectly fine. I run to get packs as fast as I can. I'm lucky that I have the ability to do that. Growing up, I did not. There was no buying anything extra. It was base game, no fun stuff, you know? So I get that that's not always a thing that you can do. So we did base game and we did eco lifestyle. I love eco lifestyle. It's a pack that I use fairly often. I'd probably say every build of mine, unless I'm specifically going towards certain packs, that eco lifestyle is sprinkled in there. There's lots of fun stuff and I really like it. There's some great decorative build items. I like that it comes with facial jewelry. Myself, I've got 2 nose rings. So I'm here for all the facial jewelry. So this build ends up being base game and eco lifestyle. Also, if you've noticed, I'm a little bright. I'm very fluorescent. I have pink hair. A couple of videos ago, I did a pink challenge where I did a 10-minute house and a 20-minute house, all pink. And that was in celebration of my sister's birthday. Well, now that things have calmed down, we're going to be having her birthday party at the beginning of February. And she does a pink party. She has pink hair. She loves the color pink. Her bedroom's pink. Like she literally is almost like a Barbie girl in a Barbie world, just a pink world for her. And we love that for her. And so I thought it would be really fun and silly to color my hair pink for the pink party and surprise her. So that's what I did. So now I have pink hair. I've had pink hair before. It's been, about 5 years since I've had pink hair, and I had a whole head of pink hair. Now I'm really loving the whole split style. I gotta keep my blonde. So instead of going for that orange copper vibe, we went pink and I'm loving it. I think it's so fun. Always fun to branch out and do something a little different with your hair, whether that's very calm and demure of just, getting highlights or a money piece or darkening your brown. It's always fun to kind of change it up a little bit. So this was a really nice change getting to have pink hair. And in return, I can wear pink because I don't feel like the orange and the pink are clashing. So pink lipstick for you today. Getting back into the build, this was a little bit of a struggle bus. I was hating the way it looked, if I'm honest. I wasn't vibing with it. I liked the general look of it, but it needed some serious help. And this is when I decide it's time to add something extra in. What's going to be like the most bang for my buck? What pack can I add in to help me build this desert modern home? The platform roof wasn't working for me. So I went in here and got a regular roof, which is funny. I do these career tiny homes and obviously can't do platform roofing because in a tiny home, platforms, take up your tile count and knock it up there. Before you realize it, you're functioning at like 5,000 tiles, all because you wanted platforms. So I long for platform roofs. But in this house, I thought it'd be so fun to put like a little sunroof up here. So with that, I took a roof and I duplicated it 2 extra times and put the 2 roofs on the outside that are going to have that shingled look, and then did a glass roof in the middle. And I just think it's so fun. It adds a great aspect, a little more visual interest to the house. And I mean, you're in the desert. You probably love the sun if you're in the desert. And if you don't love the sun, I'm so sorry. What are you doing in the desert? I did keep a platform in the front. I liked that little change, that layered look. And with that, I was able to go in here and I end up making a little patio, so to speak, for your sim to climb up there and hang out and sit and relax. I ended up starting with Eagle Lifestyle because I really like the Eagle Lifestyle fence. It has a matching stairway railing. That's kind of what got me into using Eagle Lifestyle. Because I had decided to go ahead and start using Eco Lifestyle, we go ahead and use the Eco Lifestyle columns. They have some really nice color swatches. And while everything's going to change a little bit, I do darken the space up. Not ideal for the sun blaring down on you, but it's The Sims. They'll be fine. They can live in a dark home. I'm here for it. I ended up liking the contrast better. This world is very tan beige, sandy, and so we needed some different colors to break up this very tan world that they're living in. As you've noticed, I added a pool on the back deck. I thought that was a fun little touch. It's kind of this overhanging pool. You could be back there lounging, staring at the dinosaur, living your best life. And it helps that it's like a little cliffside with some water down there, whatever. The dinosaur is the view, okay? I seriously just love this lot. It's got great lighting. I think that's always important. I've been trying to branch out and build in some lots that don't always have the greatest lighting, but I really don't like how it puts shadows on everything. I want to be able to look at the house and it be lit up beautifully. But, you know, life's not perfect. You have to deal with it, so we deal with it. But this time, we're in Nookstone. And so happy about that. So we're kind of changing up the columns just a little bit, making that wood tone match a little more. I know I had previously changed it, but it's all about getting the vibe right. You know, you kind of have to fill it out. Was I liking that very light wood color, almost to the point of being white, or did I really need it to be a little more tan to soften the contrast? And so I like the lighter, but I reserve the right to change it. And, you know, in your build, you reserve the right to change it too. I put windows around. They do change. I reserve the right. We just covered that. We changed the door to an Eco Lifestyle door. As you can see, I have this weird little corner that, you know, I created. I created the weird little corner back there, but I wanted it to have a little more purpose. So we go ahead, add the ladder right there. We've already put some greenery on the platform up top. It is play tested, just so you know. My sim has already gotten in there, started a fire, just like she should have, you know, living up to the Sims hype. But she got up there and sat up top and all the chairs, so it's fully playable. The whole house is fully playable. As you can see, we also put some solar panels up there because capitalize on living in the desert with that sun beating down on you. Get your money. Save on those bills because they are expensive. Because I had added in the Eco Lifestyle, love Eco Lifestyle windows. I love that 3D-ness of them all. So I really tried to utilize them. I think they're so fun how they give your house a little more depth and definition, especially right here on this big wall that was flat. I love that window specifically for a kitchen, that very long rectangular window. I think it's a fun kitchen window. However, when I put the kitchen in, I can't have the kitchen be across this whole wall. Where's your sim gonna sit? And I didn't want to do a Murphy bed, Been there, done that. We do Murphy beds all the time because they're just so easy in tiny homes. Okay, not all the time, but we've done them quite a bit. I didn't want to do a Murphy bed in this house. I wanted there to be a living room, a kitchen, a bedroom, a bathroom. Like, I wanted it all, okay? And so with the layout like this, it wasn't going to work. I needed a living space. I tried to imagine what it could look like with the bed being over in that little nook. Did I want walls? Did I not want walls? Did I want it just built up on a platform? How was this layout going to work? And I really struggled. I think to date, this is like the biggest struggle I've had with trying to figure out layout. And I did this to myself. This isn't a shell. I did this. I did this to myself. I thought, well, what if we put a little half wall and kind of cut the living room and the kitchen? Well, then the window went dark. You see it. I see it. It's staring right at us. The window went dark, all because of a little half wall. And maybe I could have alt placed the little half wall right there. Maybe that would have worked. But I actually didn't think about it, if I'm honest. I thought about putting other types of division in that little area to make it work as a kitchen and a living space. And I didn't like it. I didn't like any of it. I threw it all away. I was like, okay, redo. Let's cut it all out and gut this house and figure out what the layout should be. And still was not vibing with any of it. I literally put the walls back the way they were. I finally got this window not to clip by not putting it at a half wall and deciding, okay, well, what if we try this little sectioned area that I was thinking about doing without a half wall? Because I'm stubborn and I wanted that window really bad. And then there was this big gap in the middle. I had shrunk the bathroom a little bit, kind of turned it. The bedroom was even smaller. It was just not the way that I wanted this house to look. It felt so disjointed. One half is the bedroom and bathroom, and the other half is a small little kitchen and small living space. And I'm fine with the small kitchen. I'm fine with the small living space. But I just didn't like it for this house. I decide, let's go ahead and change this up. Let's put the bed over here. Let's stop being stubborn about the window. It comes back. It does. I get it back. Let's make this like a studio apartment, if you will, but it's a house, a studio house. I don't know. Is that a thing? I don't think it is. But you walk in and so what? There's the bed. The bed's right there. And on the other side of the bed, you have a cute little love seat. You've got your TV. And let's take this little platform area and let's turn that into the kitchen. Let's do it. Let's use the nook to put a little counter space. Let's put the bathroom back where it was originally. And this becomes the layout. It was a struggle bus to get here, but we got here. And I end up really loving this layout. It is big enough where you can have extra counter space. You can even have a little table where we put a laptop so your sim can work. And also stare out at the beautiful view that is the giant dinosaur. I get my window back. Told ya. And I was loving it at this point, getting that three-dimensional window on the back where you're looking out at the pool, at the dinosaur. Now, this little window over here behind the TV, while I realized there's a TV right on the other side of it, I figured it's fine. I end up getting rid of it, and you'll see in a little bit what I do. Now it's time to get in here and start getting this house looking the way it needs to look to be a house. I raised up the kitchen on a platform. I felt like that was fun. It was a way to separate it. I wanted to do that with the bedroom, but it never really felt right with the whole like living room kitchen layout. Living room bedroom layout is really cute. I like it. You may not like it. You may not appreciate it, but that's okay. I think it's really pretty. And for a single sim, I think this is perfect. I lived with the idea for about 5.2 seconds of having an eco-lifestyle bathtub and toilet. It was very short-lived, 5.2 seconds, really. That's all it took for me to decide, better not. Like I thought about it and then I thought, better not. Let's use some normal stuff. Kind of continue in with the raw kitchens. We use the raw pedestal sink in here. Those are all base game. And then it's got this really cool mirror that matches it. It looks real fun. I love these very light wood tones mixed with this metal. It's very industrial, but the wood kind of softens and tones everything down. It's very underrated, I think. I like the raw kitchen. I use it quite a bit. You can use it in a garage. You can use it in a very like bachelor pad. It's just fun. I like all the wood tones. I like the raw industrial looking stuff, but I like that style too. So, my dream when I was younger was to live in a lofted apartment, very factory-esque. Like, that was my goal. And I still think it's really beautiful. I don't know if that's like the goal anymore. I actually haven't thought about what my dream house would be in a very long time, which is not a sad thing. I just don't give thought to it anymore because I just haven't. But maybe I would still like some exposed brick. I like that exposed brick. Beautiful. Now we've got these little nice base game curtains. I wanted to use them. I liked the pink. It kind of felt like the vibe, this very light baby blue and this very soft pink mixed in with creams and whites and wood tones and metal. Oh my. However, I didn't feel like, first of all, that the curtain rods matched the vibe. And second, they don't have a middle post, a middle rod, if you will, to connect them when they're separated. So I went ahead and took these base game shelves and I'll place them, raised them up a little bit, and kind of created my own wooden curtain rod. Now, they're shelves. You can place stuff up there. I didn't. I also didn't use them in a light wood color because the swatches are a little glitchy. At first, I had them all the same swatch color, but they actually were all different looking. Where when they're in this very dark black wood, they all look the same and it was perfect. And it gave me incentive to use some darker colors in there, not a lot. There's a dark pillow on the bed, just to kind of utilize a little more black in here to tie in with the wood tone above the bed. I'm not a huge fan of the raw upper cabinets. I know I just profess my love for the raw counters, but the cabinets leave a little to be desired. I feel like the wood tone doesn't match exactly, which stinks. But because I did use that, I decided I'd go ahead and use the two end pieces of the cabinets with the little short one. It works. That way I can put a vent hood up there and put a fire alarm, which was perfect because, like I said, when I got in here and test played, my sim decided she wanted to burn everything down and start a fire. I honestly thought she was going to set the whole house on fire. She was on fire. The firemen took forever. She wouldn't extinguish herself. It's very quintessential Sims stuff. And unfortunately, I wasn't recording. But the things these Sims do when I'm just trying to get them to test out a house, they be crazy. They're Sims, what can you say? All right, adding some plants because we love greenery and you're in the desert. So, and indoor house plants, you probably love to add that cozy, comfy vibe from some greenery in the house. I'm always talking about how I love plants. If you've ever been here before, green plants, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. One thing I wish we had? I wish we had two little sides that could make a middle sink, because this is two tiles and I wanted my sink to be centered really bad. I tried to make it work and it almost did, except for I was on a platform, and so that one side just wanted to sink down the platform, so I gave up. I play very vanilla. I only have 2 mods. So I know that there are things you can do, like the tool mod. I'm gonna have that mod. I also feel like mods can be such a hassle because I feel like The Sims is coming out with new stuff and new updates very often. And I just don't always take the time to update my mods. So while I have them, I don't update them. And then I update them. And then another update for The Sims comes out. And then my mods are broken again. And that's no one's fault but my own, just kind of being lazy, not going and fixing my mods. So I end up playing very vanilla a lot of times. I only usually get my mods back when I need them for something. So I need to change the time of the day or the season. But, if I need money for my Sims, Motherload, it's super easy. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, which, you know, maybe you have to have testing cheats true on, which is a whole other thing, going in there, pressing Control Shift C, testing cheats true, and then pressing enter, and then you can do Motherload. You get 50,000 simoleons. And so I end up just doing that, just putting Motherload in when I need money because I don't always want to go and fix my mods. I do sometimes. It's probably a good thing I don't have CC. I wanted CC for a long time, and I used to ask for recommendations and watch lots of videos, and I just never did it. You know what I mean? I never went ahead and bit the bullet and added CC. And it's probably a good thing because I'm not good at keeping that stuff updated. I don't know what that entails, updating CC, but I probably wouldn't. So here we are. We are decorating. We have used some beautiful eco lifestyle wood flooring, kind of bringing in a little bit more of an orangey wood tone. And then some base game rugs in here. I like those rugs. They're very simple and plain. Walls took a minute. Bathroom was real easy. I like that subway tile that's in the bathroom. I think it's very pretty. I even like it for a kitchen, as you see. But as I sat here and kind of thought about it, I really liked the way that brick looked. So it inspired me to have an accent wall. And I ended up putting the outside stone on the inside, like an exposed brick, but it's exposed stone. I thought it was really pretty. And because I really liked the subway tile in the bathroom, I decided to get rid of it in the bathroom and put it in the kitchen. And I love it. I think it's so pretty. It kind of just freshens up the kitchen a little bit, makes it very cool and very cute. I don't know. Don't ask me. I just like it. A lot of times it's like all feels, all vibes, and you just go with the flow. And so that's what we did in this house. I just went with the flow and really enjoyed doing it. I put a coffee maker in this house. I never use a coffee maker. I mean, thinking about even playing The Sims 2 years ago and kind of getting back into it after a long vacation, if you will, because that's kind of what we do, right? We get into these spurts of playing The Sims and playing all the time, and then we're like, step back, let me regain life status. And so after taking a hiatus, right, it had probably been about 2 years since I played, because life happens, right? Babies and divorce and, I'm 33 years old. Life happened. The first house I built was very cute. Don't get me wrong. It's on PlayStation because I didn't have a PC at that point. But it was very cute, very out there. Lots of movie hangout stuff pack, if you kind of catch my vibe. Very vibrant and lovely. But I just think about it had everything plus the kitchen sink. You know what I mean? It was a lot, had a lot of stuff in it, and just vibes, all vibes, no extra skill included. And I actually don't even think I built the house. I think I renovated a house to have it and kind of made it even bigger. Had a pool, had a hot tub, had a kitchen so big that it had a microwave, and it had a whole coffee and tea bar, as well as an island and just all the stuff, had a whole art room. It had a big game room, and just built it up as much as possible, which was great. It was fun, but I don't always go out like that anymore. You know what I mean? I don't go crazy and add all the extra stuff in there that's going to drive your Sims crazy and make them do it all. They're going to be popping popcorn and making coffee while they play with their clay. All right, so squirrel, right? Okay, we're back in. I decided to get rid of that window and make a little plant wall. It's probably not very realistic in the desert, but it's realistic in The Sims, especially because they're fake flowers. So I liked it. I thought it was really pretty. Gives a little extra interest to the back, that visual interest that we talk about into the back. Up top, we give your Sims somewhere to lay out. Maybe they're done playing in the pool. Maybe they just need a sun and a good book. You know what I mean? Which, if you have little Simsies, Kit, the Cozy Gamer, Comfy Gamer Kit, she's got that little open book. I think that would be perfect. You could lay it on the ground or on the chair up top, like your Sim was laying out reading. But, we're base game and eco lifestyle. I do put a table and chairs up there. Very simple up top. Just wanted it to be a nice little space for your sim to go and hang out outside. I knew we were going to need some lighting outside for the nighttime at this pool. So we load this pool up with lights. It may be a little excessive, but I'm here for it. You need some light for your nighttime swims out in the desert. Don't want the coyotes coming. I don't know. It looks really great though. It does light it up really well. For lighting not in the pool, I decided to do this little overhanging light, but I didn't like how it was sitting. So it actually clips into the columns really well and looked really cool. So that's what we did. Took some lights up top, shrunk them down just to give you a little extra lighting when you're at home. I decided to give you some planter boxes outside so that way your sim can have a little extra skill. Now, I will say this telescope I end up getting rid of because it's not playable. I didn't think about it being on the porch and kind of in that platform area. It considers it inside. So we do end up just getting rid of it. It's not a necessity. You don't need a telescope. It was just for fun. All right, now we're kind of getting into landscaping. Landscaping in the desert can be really simple when you're trying to just emulate and replicate the environment and the area surrounding. It's really just some rocks and little weeds with some agave plants. Super simple. Some succulents and rocks. That's all you need. So I took some base game rocks, sized them up a little bit, and kind of scattered some grass and the agave, just little plants around, sized them up, sized them down, turned them, twisted, all the fun stuff, and tried to make this look very much like the world around it. That would be a tip that I could give you if you don't know what landscaping should look like and you're building in a specific world. Just try to find the plants that are in the world and go from there. It's super simple that way. It can be as messy as you want it. It can be really neat. It doesn't have to look any way but the way that you want it to look, and everyone else can just get over it. Decided to add a couple planters here, and we put some sunflowers in them. They are all placed there, so you can definitely delete them, plant whatever you want in there. It is not covered though. The planters up on the platform under the porch are covered, so you can literally plant whatever you want up there. Down here, that's not going to be the case. They're out in the open, so it will be a little more difficult for just depending on what you plant. We are getting in here. We are doing terrain paint. We are basically done. So I think that we should go ahead and jump into these screenshots. I love this little home. I think it's super cute, super quaint, and I'm just real happy with the overall vibes of it. And you really can't beat it when there is a giant dinosaur in your backyard. I mean, best case scenario. If you like this house, want it for yourself, it's on the gallery. My EA ID is katxthrash, just like the name here on YouTube. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely keep coming back for more. This channel is growing, and it's all because of you. I really appreciate every single one of you. And as we get closer and closer to 500 subscribers, I want to give you a little bit of a contest, a giveaway. If you like this video, leave a comment and subscribe. You can find a link in my bio. Just as a token of appreciation for everyone here, having this channel is just so fun. Getting to do something that I love and put it out there in the world. There is literally nothing better. I hope you have a great night wherever you are. Bye, y'all.